Hello everyone, my name is Salim and welcome to the markets breakdown analysis for Tuesday, the 19th of September 2023. We'll be breaking down charts and through the exact zones where price will close above potential buys or close below for potential sells as well. So looking at the daily candle for Monday, so the daily is looking bearish, just about to break below this week daily support formed on Friday. But overall, the daily is just been consolidating within the no trade zone we've had on yesterday's analysis. As we drop down to the fallout time frame, you can clearly identify this range on the fallout time frame. So obviously the weekly candle has just started. Seems like the weekly has formed some sort of a top wick. So now to break down the chart. So looking at the daily, so now the daily more likely to be closing small bearish just within this daily support formed on Friday. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, and what we can see here is we have the most recent 4-hour support, decent 4-hour support formed on the left around 182.590. The most recent 4-hour resistance formed around 183.070. Dropping down to the hourly time frame, and now we can identify a range on the hourly. So the first thing we can see here is we have this hourly support. This is an hourly support around 183.750. We have an hourly resistance to be adjusted to 183.110. The only issue we have with this level of support is we're not allowing enough range for price to consolidate before breaking out of this range within the new daily candle. So in that case, what we're going to do, we're going to remove this one and we're going to rely on this hourly support. Now breaking down to the 5-minute time frame, dropping down to the 5-minute time frame, and what we can see here, we have a same level of support. And we can adjust the level of resistance slightly to 183.140. We have this rejection on the 5-minute time frame to the upside, respecting this 5-minute resistance. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, this is the same level of resistance, but let's have a look on the support. And that's almost the same level of support on the 15-minute time frame. And now to identify the no trade zone. And the first thing we're going to do here is obviously, when looking on the daily for Monday, clearly we can see the daily failed to break above. Simply we've had a rejection on the daily on Friday. We've had this daily resistance formed on Thursday last week. So price is failing to continue bullish to retest this daily resistance. So clearly we can see price ranging. So now to look for potential buys, I'd say ideally, and to have a decent probability for price to continue to the upside, ideally is to wait for price to break and close above 183.320, above this hourly resistance, 4-hour resistance actually, because that's also lining up with this hourly resistance. I'd say the potential buys could be above 183.350. Potential sells could be below this 4-hour support, below 182.590. And this is going to be the no trade zone. And now to look for potential buys and going back to the daily. So the first thing we can see here is the daily is about to close weak bearish, breaking just, well, I'd say just within this previous daily support, weak daily support from on Friday. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at the weekly. So the weekly, maybe we could see a possible retracement on the weekly, which that would be a new daily candle to retrace to form a top wick. So the first thing we can see on the daily is we have this previous daily resistance formed around, let's just put this one here, around 184.010. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, we have a 4-hour resistance formed around 183.750. Looking at the hourly time frame, we have an hourly resistance just above here around 183.840. Looking at the 5-minute time frame, that's the same level of resistance as well as the 15-minute time frame, as we can see. So I'd say the first target for buys, now knowing that the daily will be closing bearish, the first target for buys could potentially be, I would say, this 4-hour resistance, because we don't know if the price is going to continue bullish. Knowing we have a resistance on 4-hour here, knowing also we have this 4-hour candle rejecting this area. So I'd say the first target for buys could potentially be 183.760, targeting this 4-hour resistance. The second target for buys could possibly be this previous daily resistance formed on Thursday last week, which is 184.010. But let's see if we can adjust it based on the low time frame. So of course, when you drop down to the 4-hour time frame, we have this 4-hour resistance. We have another level of resistance around 184.150. Looking on the hourly time frame, and the hourly starts to get really messy, and we have this retracement from the hourly candle. I'd say the second target for buys could potentially be 184.010, targeting this previous daily resistance formed on Thursday last week. And now to look for potential sells and going back to the daily. So the first thing we can see here is, actually let's have a look on a weekly. So on a weekly, We have clean candle to mirror all the way down to this weekly support formed around 185.10. Looking at the daily time frame, the daily candle, we have clean traffic all the way down to this daily support. We're just going to put a line to where this daily support is. We're going to identify what we can see within this level. So let's have a look on the 4-hour time frame. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame and looking on the left, and the first thing we can see here is we have this previous 4-hour support formed around 181.710. Dropping down to the hourly time frame, and what we can see here, we have an hourly support just below that 4-hour support around 181.620. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, again we have a similar level of support. So I'd say the first target for sells could potentially be this 4-hour support formed around 181.710. The second target for sells, now let's have a look on this range. So this is a decent range. Let's have a look at this one. So looking at the daily, for example, so the daily, we have a daily support formed around 185.540. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame. Let's see if we can identify anything. Zooming in, what do we see? We have clean traffic on these, apart from these small candles on the 4-hour time frame. But we do have these rejections in here, which I would like to see what happens. So I'm going to put a line here. I'm going to drop down to the hourly. And what we can see on the hourly, we have this hourly support formed around 181.160. Let's have a look on the 5-minute time frame. That more likely will be the same level of support. I would say the second target for sells could potentially be 181.160, targeting the hourly support formed on the 7th of August 2023.
Dominion Markets, your trading sanctuary.